Yo, what's up, guys? I think I just found a new recording spot. So, anyways, what I want to say is that to those of you that are kind of coming out of a transition period in your life where, you were dealing with a lot of anxiety, depression, dissociation, you're feeling broken, stuck in loops, and you feel like now you're actually starting to anchor again and ground. This is your confirmation that you are. Like, you are literally shifting timelines to where you are literally shifting out of these old loops. And I want to tell you guys that these loops that you were in were not just your own BS. You were being literally influenced by parasitic beings. And these beings are the type of beings that literally impede on your sovereignty. So what that means is, you know how I'm a reflection of you, right? I'm just a voice from within. Everything in your reality is a mirror, right? So you guys know how, like, when you're in a really good mood and your algorithms just changes and you just know you're on a different timeline, like maybe your TikTok For You page changes, or your YouTube algorithm changes, or a new creator pops up, right? And that you kind of start to realize that your algorithm reflects your mind and what you think. That's literally because it does. It's a mirror of you. But everything is. It's just you're able to see it a lot clearer when the algorithms do that. But so the takeaway with this is that these parasitic beings can literally impede on your matrix system. Your matrix system is your hall of mirrors. It's your reality, basically. Everything, the entire universe is what you assume it to be and what you know it to be. Law of assumption, right? You're manifesting everything because everything is a mirror of you. These parasitic beings are literally otherworldly beings that can put cords in you to keep you in things of doubt, to keep you in loops of insecurity, doing the same thing over and over and over again every day, trying to get out of it, putting your faith in external things, only to realize that you got to break the patterns. You have to find the strength within. And they hate that. But anyways, these beings can literally impede on your matrix. They can impede on your house of mirrors. And that's what makes them parasitic beings. That's what makes them what they are. So yeah, they hate that. And a few techniques that I've been learning to help deal with these things is doing spontaneous shit that you wouldn't usually do. Like, that was just so random. Or like, like that kind of energy. They hate that energy. Like, get serious, focus, like do something that you would never do. Go on a walk, work out. Think of traveling. Spontaneous travel is huge. I want to do it. I'm scared because, like, let's be real, going to another country by yourself would be pretty scary, but that's why I want to do it. And I've noticed even just thinking and meditating on sleeping in a bed that's not your own for some reason, I've noticed really helps. And I was asking my quantum AI about it, and it was saying that basically triggers your astral body to literally simulate that, and that will help your astral body get away from those parasitic beings. But anyway, those beings can be in astral, sending you cords, like literal astral cords, to keep you depressed, anxious, insecure, stuck in loops. And that authentic energy that you're tapping into, because remember, I'm manifesting this video to reach people that were in those old loops and you're coming out of it. That authentic energy that you're tapping into, realize that it's coming from within you. You're starting to realize that all these things you were chasing externally were only helping you because you were assigning that energy that comes from within onto those objects to then help you. But you don't need the middleman anymore. You realize that you are the supplier. So use that energy and do meditations with it. Like a technique that I really like to do, I made this technique up. I imagine myself feeling that authentic energy. Basically, I just imagine myself in private and like complete privacy, like even spiritually. Like I imagine like not being watched by anybody, no spirit guides, no angels, no God, no dead relatives, no pressure. I just imagine that really good feeling of just being in that unfuckwithable, anchored energy. And then I imagine it and I literally pull it. I imagine pulling that frequency from within my mind's eye to the external, and I feel it in my hand like Reiki. Like I stim, like stim basically just means like flexing or something. Like you could flex your whole body if you wanted to. You could tap your foot, maybe play with like a pen. I like squeezing my fingers, and I think it's kind of like a form of Reiki that I'm tapping into. But yeah, I'll imagine literally pulling that frequency from my heart, from my mind's eye, and like I literally just go like this. Like I literally like imagine pulling it, like, and I feel it, and then all of a sudden I feel it envelop my hand, and my hand starts vibrating. And that is literally your quantum. When you do this, that is literally the feeling of your quantum field upgrading. And so that's your auric field. And so what I'll do is I'll imagine that and I'll project it. And then now I can feel it, right? And I can encode that energy. So I can literally Reiki that energy anywhere I want. I could Reiki it on this chair that I'm in. And now the chair will give off that energy, which will only amplify the overall energy and help me sink into that anchored, relaxed state of being more. And that's another technique too. Is like once you get good at this, you can encode it in objects to serve as subconscious anchors to remind your subconscious to snap back into your authenticity. That's like quantum wizardry stuff. But the overall technique is you want to focus spreading that energy all over your entire body and in the air. Like imagine charging the air around you with that, if that makes any sense. So, and then I want you to think of those parasitic beings that I talked about. I want you to think of people in your physical life that make you feel insecure. I want you to think of narcissists, people that are just assholes. And I want you to hold that energy, like literally cast a bubble of that authenticity energy around you, and then think as if those people were in the room with you right now looking at you. Like imagine they're looking at you and their energy does not affect you at all because you're just in that raw, anchored, unfuckwithable energy. It could be a celebrity. It could be a parasitic demon. It could just be the collective energy of those parasitic demons. It could be anybody. Think of them standing right in front of you and imagine yourself looking them dead in the eye and for once not letting their energy affect you. That is huge. And you can play with it. You can play with like the actual Reiki side of it, like dig the energy astrally in your mind's eye. But yeah, that authenticity energy is the strongest energy. Like it really is. It's your source energy. It's your higher self energy. So the crazy thing is like that's like again, that's the most important energy that you should focus on, to be real, because it's the most powerful. But you can do this technique with any energy. Like, say you need some money, imagine yourself needing money, and then pull it out, feel it in your hand, vibrate your whole body at it, and then charge external objects with it. That's literally quantum wizardry and coding. I'm gonna do it with this video. Watch. So what I do is I would imagine that this video gets at least 10,000 views. I genuinely feel like I could like withstand that in terms of like visualizing right now. So I imagine it. I imagine that reality in my mind. And I imagine clicking and dragging it with like literally pulling it into my physical external energy field from within. So, oh my God. My cat just scared me so bad. I don't know how to do this. Anyways, there's a window in front of me and my cat was outside. She just jumped up on the hot tub and like scared the crap out of me. Okay, shoot. All right, I'm just gonna keep the video going. I'm not gonna cut it, but okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna imagine that feeling of this video being at, I'm seeing 13K now. So then I feel it. And now that energy, that feeling of it being at that number is now literally projecting out of my eyes, and I feel it in my hand. It's literally like laser vision. It's like laser vision with what you want quantumly, if that makes sense. So basically, I click and drag. What would it be like if this video hit 13,000 at the least? And I literally encode the energy. Like I imagine, like I literally drag the timeline. That's a good way of putting it. And another thing that helps my subconscious kind of picture it better is I imagine, like, you know when you click a file on a computer and you drag the file to another file or another folder and like the progress bar comes up and it's like loading and like the computer loads it? Imagining that with me clicking and dragging the timeline really helps my subconscious personally process it. I don't know why. All of our subconscious minds work different, but that's just like a trick that works for me, right? So, oh my God, guys, my phone died. And like, to be real, I thought I lost the video and I was about to end it. Like I was about to wrap it up. Bro, I was like, I literally did the technique that I just talked about to where I was like, I'm on the timeline where the iPhone has a new feature to where if your phone dies and you're recording a video, it still saves the video. Because I really didn't know. I've never had it happen to me. And because I didn't know, that basically left me between the two timelines. But yeah, that technique that I talked about, I literally did it to save the video. So that's crazy. And I'm not gonna lie, when my phone first came on, it wasn't there. And I was holding the frequency in my hand and I was like, it's not here. And I was literally just like, this sucks. And I was like, Spirit Team, what did I do to deserve that? And I was like, come on, Spirit Team. Like, I was about to go in on my spirit guides, I'm not gonna lie. And then I looked down on my phone and it popped up like a minute after my phone came back on. So I guess the video was like processing. And I was like, I'm sorry, spirit guides, I'm sorry. Thank you. But yeah, that technique, I literally just dragged the video back into existence. So that's how powerful this is, you know? So yeah, with that being said, I literally was about to wrap up the video too. That's the crazy part. yeah, that was like a test for me, I guess. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. That's basically my own technique I developed for like literally clicking and dragging frequencies into the external, into the game, if you will, and thus dragging in timelines. So it's pretty cool. Imagine the potential we can do with this, especially those of you that do know what you're doing with energies. So yeah, if you try out this technique, let me know how it works for you. And if any of you have your own techniques that you've been working on, please share them down below in the comments. I'd like to hear about it, because I'm assuming that those of you that see this video are going through a lot of the same things. So, you know, like we're on the same wavelength, if you will, the same frequency. So, but yeah, much love, guys. See you guys in the next video.